Hey, this is part 3 of my 1965 Chrysler New Yorker 4-door hardtop rear driver's window regulator replacement. So the first video I talked about how I was going to approach it, since I've never done this before. The second one, I managed to get the window and the regulator out with some difficulty, probably not the correct way. But once I attempt to put the new regulator in when it arrives, and maybe within a week, I'll attempt to explain that, which would be kind of a reverse of taking it out. There were some issues with some binding, which was because of the lubrication issue and some other things I'll talk about in a second here. So it should go back in easier and work easier. The reason the problem was that it wouldn't roll back up, it would ratchet. So the little gear, the little pinion gear, which is right in under here, that goes on the rack, is stripped. Can't see it right now, but it's stripped. I had the window laid out like it would be in the car with the window rolled down. There are 4 crank turns to go from down to fully up. One problem I happened to notice was these little railroad wheels here. They slide, they can move a little bit, each one of them. There's 2 on this side, 2 on this side. This one doesn't, it just rotates. There needs to be one of them that's fixed, and this is the one that's fixed, so that the window can go like this a little bit, but it has to be, you can't make it go this way. That way it would not work into the door. So one of them has to be fixed. But these go on tracks, vertical tracks inside the door, and these come out. So they're all, everything's clean. It's unusual. I haven't seen another car like this, but the glass is captured in this die casting here part. But anyway, these come out like that, and so they're clean. They still, I've oiled them, but they don't roll real good because they're kind of almost a press fit. They don't have bearings. It's got a little spring. This little round thing here is a spring. That kind of spring loads the little wheels against the track. This one reason why it was a little bit hard to work and get out was, I don't know if this is a little stop right here that goes in the door, just have it laying there. This thing was turned upside, was put in, if I can do it, I'll just kind of show you. It was put in this way. And this was rubbing, this was again making contact against here, and this would not move. So they're supposed to be, the springs are supposed to be facing each other the same way over here. So, and then as far as the regulator, this is in the down position. This has to be horizontal. There's this here there's a little stop that you can rotate. It's kind of like a cam. And it determines where the window stops, how far down you can crank it. But it will not let the pinion gear come off the rack gear. Going up, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, I've got the spring currently off. There's a spring right there, and this is a little track that goes to the door. And it's a little bit lower than where this crank is, maybe about an inch on the door. So I have it set up. So my plan is to put the window in and let it drop in the top of the door onto the tracks and let it go all the way down, like it would be down. Might try it actually in up position, but I think maybe it'd be easier down. And so first of all, I would put the regulator in place and have it cranked to where it's in the position that it's in now, and which is about all the way down. Turns out that this wheel is close to the circle, and this wheel is about halfway on here. When I looked at my other door, the passenger side door, So anyway, get that in there kind of out of the way, kind of vertical set where this is lifted up. Put the window in, and then I can, I don't know if I can really show you with one hand here, or not, probably not. But anyway, this comes out here. This one comes out. These are sharp, so I'm not going to be able to do it with one hand. Anyway, I'm going to, and here's the larger hole here. I'll put this in first, and this one will be up and out. And then once this one's in, I'll move it, then I'll drop this one in. But I can't quite get it. Maybe I can. There it is. So that's how it comes out, like that. So I'd put this one in first, and then slide it, and slide it over. Once it's in, and that's in place, then I can attempt to fasten these two bolts here and one over here to the door. Would have to have the crank off, of course, so I wouldn't be able to probably move it. If I had it wrong, I'd have to move this and try to put the crank on it, or pliers, and rotate it if something doesn't quite work like I expect it to. Another issue I had was the this wheel here was when I put it in, it wouldn't go in. It was binding. So what I did, I filed this here. Did the same on that one, where the wheel would go in, and then it was a little bit, and that'll cause binding and make the window hard to go up and down. So I took a file right here, took a metal file, and I filed in here like that all the way down, and up here the same way, and a little bit round, and just enough, a few thousandths or whatever, to make this run in there freely. And a little bit on this one too, just to make sure where everything is, as best I can do, will be free. So that's the plan, how this is going to work. And we'll go real quick over here, kind of follow me around in my building. A lot of cars to work on. And show you on the door real quick. I don't know how to splice videos, so this is just a long mess of a video. Sorry about that. And so here we go. This is the other one. You can see there it is, and there's the door, there's the crank. Here are the two screws, and the third one up here for the regulator. That's the adjustment for the down stop on the regulator. And here we are. It's reversed, of course, but here's the our plan to do is insert. Just have to have gloves on these. These are very sharp, unless I try to file all these sharp edges off. You cut yourself real easy, because these are stamped out and they're not seen or anything, so they were just the factory. Obviously didn't deburr any of this stuff, so it's very sharp. Anyway, so try to install these in here, and this will be able to move since it won't be screwed down. And once I get it, hopefully get the wheels in there, then I can manipulate, hopefully, and line up the nuts with here and start to put my screws in. And then it would happen. I would have it, and then make sure I do my adjustments. I already did some on my little stops. Here's one of the little stops. You can't really see it in there. There's two stops that like I showed you over there. When the window goes up, and I measure down from this surface here to the high point on the stop on both of them. So hopefully I won't need to do any adjustment on that's the door that I'm working on over here. So anyway, that's my plan. So we'll see when the other mechanism comes in, if it's the correct one. Hopefully it is. If it's not, then it's back to the showers. So anyway, so that's how you do it if you have a 65 through 68 Chrysler. And actually I think, this is a 4-door hardtop, and pretty much maybe the same or very similar, the same mechanism apparently, same mechanism apparently, for 65 through 68 Chrysler, a C-body I think it is, you know, like a New York or a 300, Plymouth Fury, and Dodge Monaco. And also the four-door sedans for those cars, and the station wagon, the rear door. Apparently it's the same mechanism. Thanks.